here by Haminations. I've seen a Hamination video in so long, and his storytelling has always been peak since the first time I found him. I still look young.
An adult beverage, please.
Hey, punk. This here bar's for adults only. You gotta be at least 21 to consume alcoholic beverages, so hit the road.
Actually, I'm 23, and
I'm just gonna go home or ask the homeless guy outside to buy me some anyways. You might as well let me have it in here so I'm a little bit safer, bro. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm still gonna get it, so you might as well just give me it.
Here's my ID.
Oh, my mistake, little man. Here, have an alcohol on the house.
At least he sounds older. I don't know if he does sound older, man.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. What do I do?
Hi, I'm Bryson, and my most popular video is about how I look young. But that was 3 years ago. A lot has happened since then, and let me tell you, I still look young. The doctor said it's because of my genes, but I don't know what my pants have to do with any of this. So today, we're gonna...
He's like me, bro. His jokes... That's a fucking knee slapper right there. You heard that? It's because of my genes, but... Hey, man. I didn't think anyone could make jokes like me, bro. But realistically, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. What do you mean stop? That was well done.
delve more into what it was like growing up as such a late bloomer.
It looks like you also have explosionitis.
What? I developed pretty normally at first, but I started to notice some differences when I went to middle school. The other boys started getting bigger and taller, but I stayed fun-sized, as my mom would call it. I didn't really mind being a pipsqueak because it fit my vibe. I was the quiet kid who kept to himself and stayed under the radar drawing my silly little pictures. But the gap between me and the other boys only got worse as time went on, and this caused people to make comments and poke fun at me.
Wrong place, small fry. The elementary school is down the street. Get it? 'Cause he's small.
Yeah. I feel like every school does have that one kid though, that just forever looks like a. It's not like they're not like a little person. They always look like they're 12, no matter what grade they hit. We'll be senior year of high school and they still look like they're 12, bro. And everyone's cooking them. And I always feel bad for him, man. I always feel bad. I'm like, man, leave the little guy alone, bro. He's just trying to mind his business. He can't even fight back.
Good one. Yeah, pipsqueak.
Well, at least I know what deodorant is, Derek. I went through middle school and started high school without growing at all. I guess I'm just not like other boys. Most people just don't get me. But with you, it's just simple. I'm glad we're friends. Sorry, who are you? At 16 years old, I was 5'2" and 80 pounds.
Damn.
I remember that because that's seriously the size I was for like 6 years. I was definitely not an average teenage boy. I was great at hide and seek, however, I could not go outside if wind speeds were too high. So, my parents took me to see a doctor.
Yeah, he's
80 pounds at 16 is nuts. 5'2". All right, 80 pounds? 80 fucking pounds? 80 fucking pounds, dude? At that point, you have to draw. like you better become an artist because ain't shit else you can do in the physical realm.
If wind speeds were too high. So, my parents took me to see a doctor.
Yeah, he's definitely underdeveloped. I feel bad for him because men like to feel like alpha males, and he obviously isn't. I mean, look at him. So, I'm going to recommend testosterone treatment.
This was a shock to me. I knew I was small, but I generally
so
tried to
you
just
need help.
ignore it and live my life. I figured that being uncomfortable in your body was kind of just part of being a teenager and that everyone grows at different paces. But this medical professional told me that my body wasn't manly enough and then immediately suggested TRT to a 16-year-old, which I think is pretty crazy. We even got a bone scan done and found out that my bone age was that of a 12-year-old.
Yeah,
Okay, here are the results of the scan. Travel home safely now.
Oh.
This dude's bones suck! I mean, look at it! That's just shoddy workmanship right there!
We then met with an endocrinologist and determined that I was healthy, just a late bloomer. He told me that I could choose to do the treatment or not, and I decided against it. I'm the type of guy to kind of just let things play out.
Yeah,
I've
me too.
never done-
Me too. Me too. I knew you and I, me too. I went to the dentist the other day, chat, and he said my teeth are uneven and that I should get Invisalign to make them straight. I looked at him and I said, bitch, I'm beautiful.
I'd my hit against it. I'm the type of guy to kind of just let things play out. I've never dyed my hair or gotten a tattoo or a piercing. I knew that this kind of intervention didn't feel like me and that I was more of a default settings type of guy. So despite people's comments, I did what I felt was right for me. And looking back, it was arguably the more manly thing to do. I was my own man who did what I thought was right, regardless of people disagreeing with me.
Bryson, just because they're called parachute pants doesn't mean they work like a parachute. Don't jump.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm my own man.
Oh.
But on a more serious note, the comments about how small I was and that I didn't look or sound my age definitely bothered me for a while, and I felt pretty insecure about it. Especially when I started high school. It's part of the reason I never had any personal social media accounts. But around this time, I started my YouTube channel. It was all very new and exciting since I hardly used the internet before, except for watching funny dog videos. I made my first few videos and people were very nice.
Nice.
Until
No face,
they
no
learned
case.
my age. And then it happened. My first hate comment. This guy is definitely lying about being 16. He sounds 12.
Why are you
I
hating?
kept getting comments like that until finally I responded with, I don't care if you believe me or not. I'm 16. Stop being rude.
Exactly.
And at that moment,
Bitch.
I had a breakthrough. Wait a minute. If I truly didn't care, I wouldn't have felt the need to stoop to their level and respond. Maybe instead of projecting my issues in a futile online argument, I should be the best person I can be and only focus on what I can control. I can't please everyone.
No, talk shit. All right. Part of the internet game is to talk a little bit of shit. Just friendly banter. Friendly banter. It's a part of the game. It's what makes it fun. When you got some extra time, you're like, I got the time. I got the time right now, so I might as well be a little bit toxic. Might as well be a little bit toxic, right? Like, even if you know you're right and they're wrong, or they're right and you're wrong, you're still like, for the love of the game, for the love of the game, I'm about to talk some shit.
And no matter what I do, some people will disagree with me, and that's okay. A breakthrough that many people online still haven't discovered yet. Oh my God! I made my peace with it and accepted that I was just going to grow up differently than most boys, and that's okay. And it wasn't long before I did start growing. A few years later, I met up with one of my friends who I hadn't seen in a long time, and he was shocked that my plateau at 5'2" was finally over and I had shot past it to around 5'8". We hung out and ate
Nice
dinner,
job.
and he said,
Short king, 5'8" to 5'10", short kings. If you're in here, W's in the chat. What are you even doing? You're way too tall.
so what did they do to you to make you grow? Nothing. We just waited. Did you think they put me in the Captain America super soldier device? Yes. And while I still look younger than I am, as the years passed, something amazing happened.
I hope they take all the people that are 5'10" and above and take them to the military forcefully. That's what they're gonna do to y'all. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, I'm tall. All right, nigga.
I'm tall now.
Bruh.
And while this doesn't fix the problem area, it has been a nice consolation prize for suffering through school as the short kid. The slower you bake, the farther you rise. What can I say? I am the tallest of my siblings, standing at a whopping, drumroll please, 6'2". Please hold your applause. However, I am afraid that my theory about baking slower and rising farther will turn out all too true, because my little brother Brenner is finally starting to shoot up, and he might catch up to me. And I don't like—
How the hell you go? You're 5'2" at 16 to shoot up to 6'2", bro. When I was 12, my doctor said, yo, your feet are big. You know what that means? It means you're gonna be super tall. To keep in mind, I had a size 11 foot at the age of 12, right? And he's like, you're gonna be super tall. I'm still waiting on it. I'm still waiting.
Like that. It's finally starting to shoot up, and he might catch up to me. And I don't like that, because he's the little brother. I just want to grab him and squish him back down to size so I can keep my crown. It was cool when I surpassed all my older siblings, but him doing it would be cringe and stupid, so I'm not gonna allow it to happen. There. Fixed. Despite my cartoonish proportions, I'm glad I waited and let things take their natural course. And I'm also glad I waited because I stayed natty.
I mean, you sound like you're 16 now, I'll be honest with you.
One of the disadvantages of long legs is doing squats in the gym absolutely sucks. I have to move the weight much farther than the average person just to get to the proper depth. I was at the gym with my friend that's much shorter than me, and her set of squats was like, okay, I'm done. And then mine were like, oh my God! That's one. You gotta do 12.
Oh.
But being me comes with advantages too. Since I grew so slowly, everything was more spread out. So I never had growing pains or terrible acne. And as every person who's ever met me has already pointed out, it'll work out when you're older because you'll be 50, but you'll look way younger. Which
Yeah.
I hope is true. What if I never look my age? I just look like this until I'm 45 and then boom, I'm an old man. Another advantage of looking young I've discovered since living on my own is that I can get door-to-door salesmen to leave me alone much faster.
I'm too young. Oh shit. That's actually
Hello,
clutch.
young man.
That's
Are
actually
your
so
parents
clutch.
home? No,
That's so clutch. No, that's so, because you know what I do? I say, I don't own this house. I just rent it. I just live here.
Hello, young man. Are your parents home? No, they are not. I do love to make fun of Braden because when we're sitting next to each other, he's taller than me. But when we stand up, I shoot past him. Imagine your younger sibling being taller than you. That's embarrassing. Wait, no. And I think it's funny that being tall is associated with doing
I think you
sports.
should try
Wow!
out a b-ball.
How's the weather up there? Let me guess. Basketball player?
No, I draw pictures. Leave me alone. The day I turned 21, I decided to do the rite of passage of going into a bar. I walked up to the bouncer, gave them my ID, and watched his brain break.
No. It's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
They let me in, and I tried a non-alcoholic beer. Bryson, why didn't you
Come
just
on,
try a
man.
real
Get
beer?
you a
Because
Stella.
I'm stupid sober. I don't want to know how stupid I am while drunk. Also, people say that when you're drunk, that it's like you, but more. But I'm already too much. That would be way too much. Hey guys, I love you guys. Does anyone want to build a Lego set together? I'm leaving. Anyway, the non-alcoholic beer tasted like yeasty, soggy bread water. 0 out of 10. But the wings were good. Then this guy, who could tell it was my first time in a bar, came up to me and said,
Welcome to bar life, son.
and I said, thank you. I am never coming back. And even at 23 years old, I'm still growing. I wasn't
What?
6'2" until this year. Who knows? Maybe I'll never
Stop.
stop and I'll be 10 feet tall at age
Stop.
30. As time goes on, people freak out less about how young I look. But
What about me? No, I'm kidding. I love being a short king. Short kings, we up. I'm not gonna leave your side, short kings. Nigga, your wife must really love you with all the dumb shit you do. You screaming at 10 p.m. about getting fucked in the ass. And I did find myself a queen. What can I do about it?
it does still happen from time to time.
How old are you? You look 15.
I'm actually 23. But my height isn't the only thing that's 6'2". My wingspan is also 6'2", so my slap range is pretty good. I don't usually slap people, but could. Not to mention the range of my kicks. That's my plan for if I'm ever getting robbed. Oh, certainly, sir. I'll give you my wallet. Whatcha?
Oh, weave. I always loved his violent humor. That was like my favorite part about Bryson when I used to watch him a lot. His violent humor always intrigued me, bro, because it used to come out of nowhere. It's like so family friendly, and then he's chopping a nigga's legs off or beating someone's ass, and it's like, wait, what?
My wallet. Whatcha? If I hug my leg, my knee is higher than my shoulders, meaning that my femur is longer than my entire torso. I've got a tiny body and long legs, but it's fine. Legs are probably more vital to the human body than the torso. Look, see, here we've got the, leggy parts, and of course the foot, very vital. And meanwhile, the torso only has the heart, lungs, liver, and kidneys. It's totally overrated. Legs are better and more important. Case closed. I'm glad I didn't try to change myself just to fit in, because it helped me learn to love myself unconditionally. And it helped me find the people who appreciate me for who I was. As time goes on, I've discovered that the things that make me unique are the things that I love most about myself. The moral of the story is to remember that your differences make you unique, and you can use them to your advantage. Maybe you'll use your differences to make a funny YouTube video as a random non-specific example. And it's okay to feel awkward while growing up. I am so glad that I valleyed in high school instead of peaking. Don't be just like everyone else. Be the best you that you can be. Huh? What happened? Oh, me.
That's pretty funny.
You also maxed out his silliness stat. Meh, it's probably fine. Hi, guys. It's me,
Good
your
vid.
favorite Bryson.
Good vid, Bryson. Good vid, as always, man.